Hi, my name is Chi Okezie. I am owner and producer of Simple Networking LLC, which is a consulting firm based in Metro Atlanta, Georgia, USA, which specializes in business networking, cultural awareness, and diversity and inclusion training. We are also a woman-owned small business, and we're excited to be able to present this. Well, I'm excited to be able to present this webinar, this training on networking referrals. Now, first and foremost, I hope that everyone that's watching this is doing well, is safe, and really making the most in these uncertain and challenging times. My heart definitely goes out to those who have been affected by the pandemic, and I definitely want to give a shout out to our first responders, those essential workers, and those that are on the front lines protecting and caring for us every day, 24/7. Thank you so much. So I'm really excited about doing this webinar and being able to train you virtually. I've been training for quite some time and I really enjoy it. And of course, my specialty is networking. So this particular webinar, we'll be talking about networking referrals and how to make the most of them. Networking referrals are extremely important and they can definitely enhance your networking objectives, your goals, your networking plan, and it's really important to be able to identify them, be able to use them effectively, and be able to get as many as you can. So with that being said, I'm going to share my screen with you and we'll go through the presentation. Okay. Right, perfect. So let's go ahead and get started. As I had mentioned before, I'm going to be talking about networking referrals and how to make the most out of these networking referrals. So here is our agenda. Our agenda for this particular webinar is we're going to identify the benefits of networking referrals. We're going to explore the Simple Networking Fantastic Four. And if you are not familiar with this, then you are in for a treat. The Simple Networking Fantastic Four is actually a series of different networking methods that I have created, and each method has 4 specific strategies in order to be effective in those particular methods. So in this case, the method that we're talking about in this webinar is networking referrals, and I will have 4 specific strategies for being effective in networking referrals. I'm also going to talk about implementing strategies as well as practical tips to be able to use these networking referrals properly, and we're going to have a wrap up. So let's go ahead and get started. So what are the benefits of networking referrals? I have just 4 that I've outlined, but I'm sure there are more than 4 benefits for networking referrals. But I definitely want us to start on a level plane and be on the same mindset and have the same kind of the same goal that we're going for in this webinar. So first and foremost, networking referrals expands our networks and our reach. It allows us to be able to communicate, to connect with people in a more focused and more broadened horizon. It also identifies resources, new contacts, and opportunities. And that's one of the main goals of networking. You're looking for new opportunities, whether it's a new job, whether it's a partner to do a particular project, whether it's getting more customers, whether it's getting more clients, or even being able to advance in your career or academics. Also, it improves your credibility and trust with colleagues. Another piece about networking is that you want to show yourself as someone who is ethical, someone who is trustworthy, and someone who is dependable. And we also talk a lot about that in regards to being an expert in your own field, being able to promote your brand. Part of being able to promote a successful brand is to have credibility and to have trust with the people within your network. Also, another benefit of networking referrals is that it builds your networking objectives as well as your endeavors. As I mentioned before in our introduction, that these referrals are helping you with maximizing your networking plan, maximizing your objectives and your opportunities. Okay, great. So now we have our SNN Fantastic Four. And as I had mentioned before, it's actually a networking method and 4 specific strategies to be effective in this networking method. And so today we'll be talking about 4 particular words, and they're just one word. Each of them starts with JU, so that it's easy to remember. I want everything to be simple, fun, and applicable. And we have judge, justify, jumpstart, and juggle. I'll say that again: judge, justify, jumpstart, and juggle. So let's go ahead and dive into this. So judge the quality of the referral. So here I have a few questions that you can ask to judge the quality of the referral, to make sure that it's a decent referral and it's definitely worth your time to get it or to obtain it, or even to be able to use it and implement it in your networking strategies. So I have a few questions here. Is the referral a good match? All business is not necessarily good business. And you, of course, will probably already know that, whether it's through your career, your academics, growing your business, or just being more professional within your networking realms. The other thing is, does this referral conduct business properly? I mentioned before, it's really important to be ethical in your business handlings, to be ethical in the way that you treat people, whether it's with respect, whether it's with equity, and also showing and giving trust. Does this referral have a usable resource? In the type sense as, can you be able to, and I don't want to say use the referral, but is the referral useful to you? Or is it just something that may not be useful to you? These are things that you really have to think about so that you're using your time wisely and, of course, your resources effectively. And does this referral have a good reputation? This is also what I was talking about in regards to being ethical, in regards to treating people with respect and doing business in a very fair manner. These are very important components to successful networking that hopefully you have not overlooked. And if you have, that's okay. It's something to definitely consider and to acknowledge. So our first step in our simple networking Fantastic Four is judge. Judge the quality of the referral. Okay, next is justify. Justify getting the referral. So in this case, list the benefits of getting the referral, kind of very similar as to what we did earlier when we were listing the benefits of networking referrals. Is this referral worth getting? What are the pros? What are the cons? You can even do a sheet or a chart that kind of outlines the different types of benefits and advantages to going for or going towards this particular networking referral. Does it complement your career or business plan? Which is something that I really think that you should consider, having a networking plan. And this doesn't have to be super exuberant by any means, but it's just pinpoints or is able to outline your goals and your objectives for networking as it relates to your career, as it relates to your business, as it relates to your academics. And so also with this referral, is it complementing, is it adding to, and is it enhancing your plan, your networking plan, your career plan, or your business plan? Also, will it generate advancement and development? I think this is one of the most important questions that you want to ask yourself. Going back to making sure that the referral is beneficial and advantageous. Is it moving you in the right direction? Is it offering you these opportunities and the connections that you're seeking in order to do well and succeed? And then also, can you obtain your goal in a desirable time? So this is a really interesting question to ask, because you want to be reasonable and have a time scale of how you want to reach your goals. Now, of course, things happen, of course, and you may not be able to reach your goal in that desired or targeted time, but in the same way, does it line up with the framework? Is this referral going to put you in the path, put you in the right direction for making sure that you are reaching your goals and staying consistent as well? So the second piece of our simple networking Fantastic Four is justify. Justify getting the referral and being able to ask these questions and being able to think and ponder and strategically position yourself for this advancement. Right? And the next part is jumpstart. So jumpstart the connection. You've judged it, you have justified it, now it's time to go and get it. So follow through in your follow-up. Follow-up is such an extremely important aspect of networking that is many times overlooked, undervalued, or improperly used. So we want to make sure that we are following up on a consistent manner, that we're being professional and we're being very clear and direct as to what we're looking for, what we're asking for or inquiring about. But it's really important to stay consistent with your follow-up because it also adds to your personal brand as well as your professionalism. Find common ground or association for connecting. I think this is another important piece. Being able to be personable, being able to be likable, being able to have shared interests which can break the ice. Because many times your referral will be someone that you don't know and that you're probably meeting for the first time. So you definitely want to have some way to connect, to continue to build, or in this case, jumpstart that relationship. And a lot of networking is relationship based. Schedule a time to meet and coordinate. So this is also important. You want to make sure that you're staying on track, that you're following through, and that you're doing everything that you can to make this a successful match or build and foster a very important and advantageous and complementary relationship. And part of that is being able to schedule time to connect, to communicate properly, and also to set not so much standards, but to set expectations for what you would like to do and how you want to connect with this particular referral. And then last but not least, you want to make the process favorable for your referral. Make it easy for people to do business with you. Be organized, be able to think ahead of time, be able to make different types of arrangements so that it's very comfortable, you're accessible, and you're available for business. So the third piece to our simple networking Fantastic Four is to jumpstart. Jumpstart the connection. And then juggle. This is the last piece, or number 4 element or aspect of the simple networking Fantastic Four. You want to juggle multiple referrals. So we don't want just one referral, but as we get one, we can get another one, we can get 2 at a time, 3 at a time, and we want to make sure that we're handling each one with the same care, the same responsibility, and the same accountability. So in this case, stay constant and stay consistent. I can't stress this enough. Being consistent and being constant not only improves your credibility, but it builds that trust that you want to forge with your referral, with your counterpart, and also the way that you're doing business and networking. Also, divide the referrals into subcategories. Another form, and another way of being organized. Put them in different categories as to the timing of when you want to reach out and continue to reach out and build relationships, or even the form of it. Maybe the referral is something that may take place or takes a little bit longer. It may take a couple of months. So have it in a section or in a folder where you can reach it at a particular time. And then also being able to set those expectations, those standards, so you're fulfilling whatever obligations are needed to move the referral forward, whether it's looking for particular papers, asking for certain information, or being able to connect with other people, whatever that may be. And then note the best ways of contacting your referral. So of course we are, in a very interesting time, and we've gone very much digital overnight, or remote, if you will. So just reconnecting or connecting with your referral and finding the best modes of communication which are accessible, which are convenient for each of you. And of course, you want to make sure that it's as convenient as possible for the person that you're asking or seeking help, advice, or resources from. And then evaluate the progress of your referral. It's always important to benchmark. It's always important to analyze and to evaluate and make sure that everything is flowing properly. And if there are some hiccups, which there will be some hiccups, you're able to quickly pinpoint them and be able to make the necessary changes very quickly and very effectively. So with this, we have juggle, which is to juggle multiple referrals. All right, now we have digital networking. As I mentioned before, we are in some challenging, uncertain times, but I still believe that we shouldn't give up on our networking or push it to the side. If anything, we should even be more consistent and being more constant in the way that we reach out and build relationships. And so in regards to digital networking, always feel free to reach out to your counterparts just to check in, seeing how they're doing, how their lives have changed or how their lives are progressing, and how you can assist or how you can support them. You can also call on the phone as well as email or text or use social media. I particularly use LinkedIn a lot. That's another great way of reaching out and reconnecting and fostering good relationships. And you can also do that in regards to reaching out to new people as well as to your referrals, if that is a great mode and an effective mode of reaching and connecting. The other thing is that you want to use social media and different types of platforms in order to promote your brand, in order to find resources, in order to network and to build your networks and your understanding of different trends within your industry or even different trends within your company or your organization. So I recommend, of course, updating your LinkedIn profile periodically, as well as posting relevant information that aligns with your networking abilities, your networking skills, and your goals, and your personal brand, as well as liking other posts that people may send out, as well as commenting. I think this is a really great piece. When you're able to comment on a particular post, it adds your visibility, it increases your engagement, and also encourages people to respond back to you, which is a great form of communication and building relationships. One of the things that I also highly recommend is when you are posting or commenting on a post to also use hashtags. These are another great way to elevate your presence online and also be able to start a trend or having trending information, which is also great. And then also it will be able to connect you to other people that follow those particular hashtags, which is another great way of expanding your network in your reach, as we talked about earlier. And then also just being able to jot down, take notes, keep in mind of different things that you would like to do, your to-do list, if you will. There is a networking to-do list. And this is also to keep you on track, to keep you focused, and to keep you task-oriented so that you are staying consistent and having maybe a networking schedule or a networking routine of some sort. Okay, so with that being said, if we have any questions or comments, and you can feel free to email me. I will have my contact information afterwards, but I definitely want you to focus on many of the points and the strategies and the tips that I recommended during this webinar. And also, of course, the benefits of networking referrals, it being able to expand your reach, it being able to improve your communication skills, being able to improve or heighten your credibility and your trust with others, as well as being a tool for development and growth. And of course, with the Simple Networking Fantastic Four, you want to be able to judge the referral, to justify the referral, to jumpstart the referral, as well as to juggle multiple referrals. And I seriously believe that if you can take hold of these strategies and implement them and be consistent in your networking endeavors, you will find much networking success. And with that being said, I want to thank you for being able to listen to this webinar. My contact information is here on this slide. As I mentioned before, as you're going through the webinar, you may have additional questions or comments. Please feel free to email me at COKEZIE@snseminars.com. You can also visit the website, www.snseminars.com. to gain more information about our training, about digital networking, as well as downloading or reading previews of two of my networking books, Simple Networking and Networking Made Simple. And you can also follow me on social media as well. So once again, I just want to thank you for taking the time to listen and to broaden your networking horizons. Once again, my name is Chi Okezie. I am owner and producer of Simple Networking, based here in Metro Atlanta, Georgia, USA. Have a great week. Have a great summer. We are approaching summer, and stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.